Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna pretend like I'm a successful podcaster person and my videos don't get 10 views each. To cut myself some slack, I did barely start YouTube this month. We're gonna pretend like we're both familiar with each other, even though we're not, because there's something that I genuinely want people's opinions on. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, actually. And this is kind of about love. So let me jump into the context. So I've never been in a serious relationship. But here's the thing, I'm 26, right? So I'm at an age where for the most part, I should have been in one by now. I don't want to say should have, because there's a lot of people who are also my age who've never been in full committed relationships. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like it's more unusual that I haven't had one yet. The thing is, that's not really what bothers me. What I find really odd about me is that I never have had the craving or desire for one. Like I said, I'm 26 years old, and you would think that I would want one by now, and that's how I felt when I was in my early 20s. Like, oh, I don't want a serious relationship yet, but maybe I will in a couple of years. And it's like, no, I still don't care for it. I still don't really want it. The idea of love, and it could be my detachment style or maybe some trauma, but the idea of love scares me. How is it not traumatizing to fall in love? You're just going about your day, and then eventually at some point you meet somebody and you guys fall in love. They become such a huge part of your everyday life, like a stranger. That to me is so odd, and I can't wrap my head around how people do this all the time. You guys just jump in and out of relationships and eventually part ways. It's just weird. But maybe I'm the one that's weird. I feel like I'm maybe aromantic. I don't know if that's how you say it. But all my life I've always felt different because I'm not somebody that's ever sought out or craved a romantic relationship. I've never chased it, and I'll tell people, I'll tell people about this and they'd be like that's, I could see in their face that they think it's unusual, but they obviously don't say it. Everybody wants, everybody wants to fall in love. Everybody wants to have a soulmate. They want a love story. Let's not lie. The majority of the population wants that. And for a moment, I thought that maybe I would want it too. Maybe one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I think I do want to be in a relationship and fall in love. But that day still it hasn't come. It's almost like carrot cake or cheesecake. Some people really like it, and there's some people that really don't see the hype about it or don't care for it. And I feel like that's how I feel when it comes to romance. Why are you guys all so hungry for it? If anything, it seems terrifying. And granted, I've dated people, whatever, I've had crushes on people, but eventually, after a couple months or after getting to know them, I realized that I kind of withdraw a little bit, and it's nothing to do with the person. I think I just get bored of people quickly, and I'm conscious of that. This is gonna sound so messed up. If you eat steak every day, eventually you want something different. And I feel like that's how I am with people, and that's why I've never been in love, because I don't stay long enough to experience it. Eventually I get bored. It's not even that I don't stay long enough to experience it, I just get bored. But even then, I'm not somebody who crushes easily. I have a crush maybe once every 2 years. I'm thinking about it, I'm every 2 years, but I've never crushed easily. I went through my entire high school experience not having a single crush on anyone. Why? I don't know. And this used to really bother me, because when you're young, you want nothing more than to fit in with everybody else. At that age, it's so normal to have crushes, when you're in your young adolescence, whatever, right? You're 17, 16. Everybody I knew had crushes. I never had one, and I never felt like I fully fit into the experience of it all. And I was just why can't you just see a guy and feel crazy for him? What's wrong with me? And it never would come. Even now, I'll be in a room or I'll be out in public with my friends, and a group of hot guys will walk in and they'll see them and they'll be like, oh my god, those guys are so cute. And I'll just be like, oh, like, oh yeah, like they are. But I don't notice it the way everybody else does. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not even real. Maybe I'm fucking AI or something, because my brain is just. And I'm at that point where I'm like kind of tired of myself, because there's some experiences that I want to have in life. Sometimes I like want to force myself to want it. Does that make sense? Like I want to force myself to fall in love. Even though I don't care for it, I just want it to happen so I can be like, oh, like actually there's nothing wrong with you. You're normal. And maybe it hasn't happened yet because it's gonna take a lot for it to happen. Like maybe the person just has to also be really, really like special and different. I don't know. But I do wish sometimes that it had happened by now. If you relate, please let me know, because I would be over the moon. I have felt so alone in this feeling. So it'd be nice to know there's people out there that are like, oh my god, I also feel the same way about love. Anyways, that is my video for today. If you watched this far, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I would give you a hug and $1,000,000 if I had it. Mwah. Take care. Stay blessed.